Let's go to Victor from California. Victor, you're on the air.
Hey David, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I just wanted to kind of go over and ask what you thought about this idea of fake news. Do you think that and by the way, I'm a big fan of your show and other kind of commentary shows
Thank
on
you.
YouTube. But do you think what we're doing or what kind of this move towards hard news, towards more commentating news, is kind of creating more of this cloud of fake news in the world?
I don't think you
And
said the move towards hard news and commentating news. Those are
and
two different
to come.
things.
Yes, right. So right now, when you look at the media, for example, if you go to Fox News or you go to CNN, a lot of it is kind of news interwoven with commentary. So
Yes.
they'll report on a fact, they'll report on an event that actually is happening. For example, if like say a president is proposing some new legislation or he's signing into law something,
Yeah.
they'll report that event and then they'll make some kind of commentary on it, right? And if I'm a viewer watching this, what I'm already doing is I'm already kind of looking at what or listening to what's happening and getting a kind of subjective experience,
Sure.
right? So if I'm a conservative and I watch Fox News or CNN, for example, and there's some news that's being reported on, and then there's commentary, some kind of commentary that I don't agree with, I'll just automatically assume that it's fake news. And the same goes with like a liberal watching Fox News. And so, do you
Yeah.
think that moving towards the hard news to more kind of commentary and punditry, both from the left and right, kind of increases this world of not only echo chambers, but this idea of fake news?
So
And how do
your
we
your
address
questions
that?
your question is kind of complicated, and I only sort of understand it. But let me tell you a couple different things. One, a lot of people, if it's packaged like a news show, they think it's just news, right? So you
Yes.
look at Fox in the morning, and then you see Tucker Carlson at night, and it looks pretty damn similar. So you're like, this is all news when it's really not. The other
Right.
problem is there will be commentary even in shows that are supposed to be just news shows. That's another issue, and a lot of people aren't able to sort of suss that out. And then the same applies to online stuff. You look at websites for fake news sites and real news, and they look almost identical. People can't tell the difference. So I don't know that the problem is necessarily that you're seeing the mix of news and opinion, although you can argue that that is part of the problem because of how ignorant people are. But really, the problem is the lack of media literacy and the lack of people who can think
David, do you
critically about
think?
what they're watching.
Yeah, do you think though it's like they're just naive, or do you think that like if we define truth as something that could be possibly subjective, for example, if there's a law that comes into play that lowers taxes, for example, and I'm a conservative and I believe that lowering taxes helps stimulate the economy, or I'm a liberal that thinks that lowering taxes hurts infrastructure, for example. Do you think that if I'm watching like a news segment on CNN or Fox News, then I'm going to agree or disagree depending on my already preconceived notions of this?
Yeah, that's called confirmation bias, widely studied. That absolutely is
Exactly.
the case. Yeah.
And do you think that's kind of contributing to this idea of fake news? Or is if it
So
was just hard facts, if it was just, I'm sorry, if it was just hard news all the time, we would kind of just like absorb the news and make that opinion, on our in our day-to-day political lives. Whereas
yeah,
right now we kind of
maybe.
get
I mean,
spoon-fed it.
it's very theoretical, and it's just not the situation that we have. I do think the other problem is that fake news is being so. Opinions disguised as news are different than fake news. Fake news is a very specific thing. It's now being applied too broadly. What you're saying is blurring the lines between opinion and news reporting, and that's different than fake news. But I think there's probably more to say. But I think I've kind of given you my general sense of it.
Well, I appreciate it, Dave. Thank you very much.
All right, there's Victor from California. Very much appreciate the call. Let's go to a break. I'm sorry I couldn't speak to more people today, but I will speak to more people very soon. That's for sure.